Bayer Leverkusen are a famous team in German football. They are a stable club in the Bundesliga as they have never been relegated for almost 50 years. They are a club that constantly finishes in the top half of the table and are always fighting and finishing in European places. They've made it to many European finals, especially in 2002 when they made it all the way to the Champions League final. However, unfortunately for them, they lost 2-1 to Real Madrid after that iconic goal by Zidane. Although they are an established team and a stable team in the Bundesliga, they are a team that has a poor history in terms of winning trophies. In the club's 120-year history, they have not won a single Bundesliga title, and only have one Europa League title and one DFB Pokal title in their trophy cabinet. I'm pretty sure even Tottenham Hotspur have a bigger trophy cabinet than them. They were given the nickname Leverkusen due to the fact that they always reached finals and got in winning positions, but could never get it over the line and always balled. They were basically a laughingstock and a banter club in Germany. However, iconic Spanish midfielder Xabi Alonso was appointed as the manager of the club in late 2022, and little did the fans know that this Spaniard was going to change their club forever. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, before we get into the video, I do want to apologize for not uploading during the past week. I was busy with exams and everything, so now that's over with, we're going to get into the video of how Bayer Leverkusen has rose to the top with Xabi Alonso. Going into the 22-23 season, Leverkusen had just finished in the top 4 in the Bundesliga, qualifying for the Champions League. The manager at the time, Gerardo Sion, was given the trust to take Leverkusen forward into the new season, after helping them qualify for Champions League football. Sion was not given much money to spend in the window, as Leverkusen only spent 15 million euros in terms of transfers. This was obviously expected, as Leverkusen are a club that don't spend big in windows, but mainly rely on their youth talent and rely on managers to develop them. However, the first few months of the 22-23 season, it was an absolute nightmare for Bayer Leverkusen. The first game of the season was a DFB Pokal game where they lost 4-3 to SV Elversberg, a team in the 3rd tier of German football. Then Leverkusen went on to lose 5 out of their first 8 Bundesliga games, including getting trashed 4-0 by Bayern Munich. Leverkusen had only 5 points after 8 games and were sat 17th in the table and in the relegation zone, and 10 points behind 4th place Dortmund. The team looked completely uninspired and looked out of ideas. Something needed to change, and that change came. After a 2-0 loss to Porto in the Champions League group game, Gerardo Sion was sacked and Xabi Alonso was appointed as the new Leverkusen boss. Xabi Alonso was an iconic player during his playing days. However, his managerial career, well, he had no experience. His only managerial experience was managing the Real Madrid youth team and managing the Real Sociedad B team. It was seen as a big risk to throw him into the Leverkusen job in the middle of the season, considering the situation that they were in. However, many saw Alonso as a good appointment, and many were saying he has what it takes to become a top manager. After all, his father was a successful manager, and Alonso has played under elite managers of the game such as Ancelotti, Mourinho, and Pep Guardiola. Alonso came in, and his first order of business at Leverkusen was to get the team playing again and get the team morale and spirit back on track. Which he did, as Alonso's first game in charge, Leverkusen won, trashing Schalke 4-0. The results were very mixed for Leverkusen in Alonso's early months in charge, including getting trashed 5-1 by Eintracht Frankfurt. On top of that, Leverkusen failed to qualify for the Champions League round of 16 and got dumped into the Europa League. After all, this Leverkusen team is a very young team, and it was their manager's first ever managerial job. This was always going to take some time. Then Leverkusen in February started a run. They did not lose a single game until May. They were playing some scintillating football, and the young squad was getting along well under Xabi Alonso. They climbed their way up the table and found themselves back in the top half and made it to the Europa League semi-final. Although Leverkusen did get knocked out to Roma in the Europa League semi-final and missed out on Champions League football as they finished 6th, the signs were positive in Alonso's first season in charge, especially considering the mess he took over when he was first appointed 3 months into the season. Things were looking positive for the German club. Going into the summer, Xabi Alonso was given money to spend, as the club forked out 81 million euros for new arrivals at the club. Players such as Victor Boniface for 20 million, Nathan Tella for 23 million, and Granit Xhaka for 15 million. Leverkusen also signed Alejandro Grimaldo on a free transfer, which is easily looking like the biggest and the best deal of the summer. Even though the club lost star player Moussa Diaby to Aston Villa, it did not faze Xabi Alonso as he continued to work his magic on the team. The season started and Leverkusen were playing some scintillating football and were on absolute fire. 10 games into the season, Leverkusen found themselves at the top of the Bundesliga table, 2 points clear of Bayern Munich. The team was playing an absolute joy of football to watch for neutrals, as they were scoring lots of goals for fun and also kept their defensive discipline. Xabi Alonso would usually set up his team in a 3-4-2-1 formation, with a lot of emphasis put on the wingbacks. Alonso would put emphasis on build-up play under pressure situations. They would allow the opposition to pressure them so that spaces open up for wingbacks to exploit. Players like Jeremy Frimpong with his rapid pace and Alex Grimaldo with his technical ability would exploit this and create dangerous chances to score. When it comes to defending, the team would often switch to a back 5 and became a 5-2-3 formation or a 5-2-2-1 formation. This makes Leverkusen strong defensively but also ready for a rapid counter-attack. So in summary, Alonso's game plan mainly focuses on a strong defense, control of the game, and exploiting spaces left by opponents to create dangerous chances. With this system, a lot of players thrived. The wingback duo of Jeremy Frimpong and Alex Grimaldo have enjoyed playing under this system. Both Frimpong and Grimaldo had 9 goal contributions in the opening 10 Bundesliga games. Victor Boniface had 12 goal contributions in 10 games, and Florian Wirtz was absolutely balling out, and it's clear to see that Germany have a serious player on their hands. And of course, Granit Xhaka was having the season of his life, a crucial player in the way Leverkusen played, as his partnership with Ezequiel Palacios in the midfield brought control to the game. Xhaka was doing so well in Germany that Arsenal fans were wishing that they never sold him. The incredible run continued for Leverkusen, as they just simply would not drop any points, and come February, Leverkusen were still top of the league, 2 points ahead of Bayern Munich. The most impressive part was that they were top of the league but had not lost a single Bundesliga game. Not just the Bundesliga, even in the DFB Pokal and the Europa League. They were unbeaten and were challenging for all 3 trophies. Their next game, however, in the Bundesliga was the big one, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are the biggest team in Germany and one of the biggest teams in the world. They were looking to win their 12th Bundesliga title in a row. If you wanted to win the Bundesliga, you had to get past Bayern Munich. Bayern dominated the possession, however Leverkusen remained patient and stuck to their game, until the 18th minute when Josip Stanisic, a player on loan from Bayern, tapped the ball in to make it 1-0. Then Grimaldo scored a few minutes after halftime to make it 2-0 until Jeremy Frimpong sealed the victory by making it 3. Incredibly, Leverkusen had trashed the champions Bayern Munich, making them look like an average team at best. This loss ultimately ended up getting Thomas Tuchel sacked. Well, he's still at the club, but he's leaving at the end of the season. With this win, they went on to move 5 points clear of Bayern Munich. At this stage, everyone started believing in the Leverkusen miracle. With Bayern out of form and fresh off a trashing by Leverkusen, the league was Bayer Leverkusen's to lose. However, many people still didn't believe Leverkusen to go all the way and win the Bundesliga. People thought they would have a massive fallout in the business end of the season and they wouldn't be able to continue their hot run. After all, huge bottle jobs have happened in the Bundesliga, like for example last season when Dortmund bottled the league on the final day. However, Leverkusen would simply just not stop winning, and come match day 29, Bayer Leverkusen clinched their first ever Bundesliga title after trashing Werder Bremen 5-0, with star boy Florian Wirtz scoring a hat-trick, and they were 16 points clear of Bayern Munich on top of this. They did it! The long-awaited league title finally came to Leverkusen. The stadium went absolutely wild. As the second the full-time whistle blew, fans ran onto the pitch to celebrate. The most impressive part is Leverkusen have still not lost a single game all season. 30 games into the Bundesliga and not a single loss. They are in the final of the DFB Pokal and in the Europa League semi-final. Their next mission is to try to go invincible in the league, which I don't think a single German champion has ever managed to achieve. And they are also on track to win the treble, from Leverkusen to never losing. The rise has to go down to Xabi Alonso and the Bayer Leverkusen board. Xabi Alonso for bringing the best out of the young team he had at his disposal, but mainly the board and the recruitment staff. The recruitment staff were able to find promising players that fit Alonso's style of play and were able to get them on a really good deal. For example, Alejandro Grimaldo signed for a free agent has to easily be the best signing of the season. It's crazy how within the space of 19 months, Alonso has taken Leverkusen out of the relegation zone to write his name in Leverkusen history by winning them their first ever Bundesliga title. Not just that, they're still on track to win a couple more trophies as well, as they're in the final and the Europa League semi-final, so they could even end up with the treble, who knows. It truly is a very special time to be a Bayer Leverkusen fan, especially considering Xabi Alonso announcing that he will be staying at Leverkusen for a bit longer. I'm really looking forward to see what Xabi Alonso could continue doing with his team and how much further he could take them. In the end, this is why we love football. We live for moments like this. It is what makes the game so unique and so special. I wouldn't be surprised if we have more stories just like Bayer Leverkusen in the future. Anyways, that is a wrap for today's video. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think about the job Xabi Alonso has done at Leverkusen, and do you think that they will win the treble this season? Let me know in the comments. If you have any more video ideas for me just like this one, you can also let me know in the comments. I'm always looking through them. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe, help the channel grow, help your boy out. But that's all for now. Thank you and take care for now.